What's going on YouTube? My name is GinJTCG, or Chris, and today I'm back with another Lost Zone deck. And this one is one that's been requested a decent bit with the Dusclops. So the goal of the deck is to get as many Dusclops in play as possible, ideally by turn 2 with Hyper Aroma, and then discard all of them by KOing yourself, which will put them in the Lost Zone because of Lost City, and then you'll be able to use Sableye on your second turn and just kind of blow up your opponent's board before they get set up. That being said, before I explain like the whole list and kind of like how the different parts of it work and what I decided to include, I just want to let everyone know I am not gonna be here this week. Like when this video is going up, I'm actually gonna be out for the week, so I am kind of pre-recording a whole bunch of videos on Saturday and Sunday, and today's only Sunday. You know, not many people have played this deck. I mean, a couple videos have gone live by the time I'm posting it. Like I think Azul's has, and I think that's the only one I've seen, but I used like Azul's list to kind of help like get my mind in the right place. I used a couple lists I found in Japan, and then I kind of just sat down after like an hour and I was like, you know what, I think I can make my own version after thinking about it. That's a bit different from like all of them, because I don't know if there's an optimal way to play this. This is just kind of what I'm thinking is the most ideal way, but if there is a better way by the time this video comes out, I'm so sorry. I'm recording this on Sunday, that way I could just kind of enjoy my week and I don't have to worry about recording a video while I'm not home, because that might get a little bit tricky. So anyways, thank you for listening to me. Let's get back into the list. So it is a Lost Zone deck, and I want to play one Cram just because, like, this deck might not use Cram. Maybe that's kind of a cuttable card, but I think Cram is very nice, especially if you're pairing it with TM Devo. Like, if you're up against Dragapult and Dreepy, and, you know, you need to clean up something, you could just Cram and use that attack for free. I feel like that's pretty nice overall. But I digress. Let me get back into how the synergy works with Dusclops and Sableye. So ideally, you want to go first. You want to use Carmine on your first turn, and maybe Squawk. I think Squawk is kind of nice too, just to help dig through your entire deck. You want to get 3 Duskulls down, unless you're playing to get something that could use Dragapult, then maybe 4, but you might just have to live with one getting KO'd with, you know, a Phantom Dive if you're going second or something like that. But ideally, on your first turn, and you want to go first, you want to get 3 Dusclops down, so hopefully nothing can swing your bench. And then you want to evolve all your Dusclops in play with Hyper Aroma, and then you could use Cursed Blast, which will put 5 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon, and then you knock yourself out, which isn't insane until you combo it with 4 copies of Lost City. So let's say you're playing against something like Gardevoir. You could use 3 Lost Blasts, probably take a KO or 2 with those, and then you could put a whole bunch of Pokemon in discard, 6 Pokemon in discard, which on top of a couple Comfeys should be, and a Lost Vacuum if needed. You know, we play a couple of those as well, but should get you up to 10 on your second turn, which should help set up everything for a board wipe or very close to it with Sableye turn 2. That being said, you are knocking yourself out a whole bunch, so we are playing 2 copies of Roxanne as well as 2 Research. I don't know if maybe you should lean towards all Roxanne. I like having Research as a safety net in case you actually don't KO 3 of your own Pokemon. Like if your opponent KOs like 1 Dusclops, and you're kind of sitting there with like 2 prize cards and Roxanne, so I'm like, it's not ideal. So I'm playing 2 copies of Research. Also, if you go second, like if your opponent won the coin flip, you can choose to go first. I feel like starting with Carmine isn't as ideal as Research, so I'm playing 2 copies of Research just to try to like mellow out the deck a little bit and give you some flexibility on like what's most optimal, maybe some like non-ideal situations. Something I've also decided to run in this is 3 copies of Pokégear. I tried it with trekking shoes, I liked it, but this deck is very odd. It's a very different way to play the game, because you're like, I'm just going to destroy my own board and my own prize state, but I'm hopefully going to make yours worse. And something I found was like trekking shoes not only sometimes was a little difficult, like do I keep this and dig further for 1 card, but I felt like oftentimes I was really just looking for like 1 Roxanne or 1 Carmine at the start of the game, and if I just had Pokégear and I could dig that out immediately, perfect. And let's say you're at the point where you're ready to Roxanne and you just want to thin your deck, okay, just play the gear and burn it. No need to use anything else. There's no need to look for boss or anything like that in this deck, since Curse Blast could be put anywhere, it's an ability, and Sableye is using damage counter spread, which is also an attack that doesn't really need Gust. So, you know, it's not like you're using Gear to search for Gust. I just put Gear in there as a consistency card to search for Research. Something else to note, we're also playing 4 copies of Night Stretcher, so we only have 3 Psychic energy in the deck. So if you need to use one to retreat, and then that might hurt your Sableye play on your second turn, that's okay, because you got Night Stretcher, where you could put a Pokemon or basic energy card from your discard pile into your hand. So, you know, you could just take one of the Psychic energies you had to use, throw it on Sableye, get cooking with that. We're playing a higher switch count, 1 TM Devo, 1 Rescue Board, I feel like are pretty standard. 2 Lost Vacuums is really there, maybe to get rid of a tool like TM Devo early on, just to boost your Lost Zone numbers if you're worried about hitting 10. Maybe get rid of a Stadium, I mean, we play 4 4, you could probably find Lost City again. And then we're playing one copy of Bloodmoon Ursaluna as the cleanup crew. Honestly, this cleanup crew could probably get in play on your second turn. We're not playing any Mirage Gate, we're not playing any Colress, so, you know, you'll have to... It might be like the turn after Sableye will be the most ideal time to use Bloodmoon Ursaluna, but it is there for a late game cleanup. These games ideally should be much quicker because we're KOing ourselves a lot to also KO our opponents, so just the time playing this deck, in terms of like the course of one game, might be a bit shorter. However, I feel like the decisions are so much harder in a deck like this because we're not playing Colress, we're not playing Mirage Gate, nothing like that, you know. We kind of, I feel like everything in this deck is desperately needed. So if you flower selecting, you've already set up your bench and you don't draw into Buddy-Buddy Poffin or Nest Ball. If you see two cards that aren't those, it's like very hard on like, what do I get rid of? So it's a little difficult even for a Lost Zone deck. And, you know, if I misplay once or twice, I totally apologize. I'm still getting used to it. I've only played, I played 3 warm-up games with this deck, which to be honest is about 1 more than I normally do, just because it's a different vibe. So if you're looking for a deck that's a bit different, you want a little more chaos, you want to make yourself think a little bit more, you know, this could be a fun deck. It's not like insanely difficult. Like, I wouldn't put it up there in one of the hardest decks I've ever played, but it's just so different. It's just a, like, I've never played with a card like Dusclops, so I think that Dusclops is what makes this a little harder for my mind to wrap around. But it's a solid deck overall. I legitimately have high hopes for this deck being a legit archetype. Maybe not the new way to play Lost Zone. I mean, we'll see. Maybe I go 3-0 and I'm like, never mind. Lost Zone's a joke. Just play this. But I think, like, overall, yeah, no, this deck can totally have some phenomenal results. I think this deck has a bright future. I think there's gonna be a lot of people looking for a more optimal way to play this, and I hope this video and this list can help get people there. I don't know if this list is it. I would love to say this list is the perfect way to play it. I don't know if it is. You know, it's too new a deck. It's too new a style for me. So, I mean, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to do the best I can, and I hope y'all can bear with me on it. But, you know, we'll see what we can do. So, that being said, thank you for being with me. I'm sorry it may not be the most updated list by the time this video goes live. Again, I am recording it a few days before. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get into these 3 matches and see if we can get a positive record with Lost Bomb deck. Welcome to match number 1. Our opponent chose to go first, which isn't ideal, but that's kind of why I play research for scenarios like this. And this hand... it's interesting. I mean, we've got the Pokemon support. It depends how good this, like, flower selecting is really going to be the determination factor in this right here. But also, I wanted to mention, I've just been calling this deck Lost Bomb. I don't remember if I heard that from somewhere. That's just kind of what popped in my head. But it's a Lost Zone deck, and you're using a bomb of an ability to blow yourself up and your opponent. So I was like, you know what? It sounds like a solid name for it. So, you know, that's, if I mention the deck as a whole and I refer to it as that, that's why. I don't remember if I didn't watch much of, like, Hisuian's video. I just wanted to see, like, half a game and just get the vibe. But I don't remember if maybe he said it or I heard it from someone else that I might have been watching. I don't know. But I'm assuming we're up against a, okay, I was going to say Charizard or Dragon Ball type deck, and it's going to be Charizard. I got a 6-card hand with instant charge, and we are going to need a Nest Ball for Squawk or a Research top deck, something like that, for just an insane hand. I'm going to use Buddy-Buddy Poffin now, and I'm going to take 1 Duskull, 1 Comfey. And then, if nothing else, we've got 2 flower selectings with this hand, which is, there's been worse things. So, Roxanne doesn't cut it. Rescue Stretcher, also not really what I'm looking for. Gosh, neither of those really help me too much. I guess I could take Roxanne, because I probably won't need Rescue Stretcher if I'm not playing the game, so... you know, that's fine. We can... oh, you know what? Maybe Rescue Stretcher would have been nice just because I could have recycled the Dusclops. But, again, it doesn't matter if we don't have Lost City in play. That's, like, the only way we hit 10. So, Carmine. That'll do. And now it doesn't matter if I took either Night Stretcher because they would have got discarded with Carmine. But this is absolutely what has to happen here. We got a Carmine. This is why I'm playing Research, though. Like, imagine if that card was Research. Would have felt just a tad bit better. You know what? If Squawk is in discard, this could work out. It's not. Duskull is. Alright. Actually, those prizes hurt. Double Lost City is kind of killing us. So, what do I want to do here? I'm going to... I don't have to bench another Comfey now. I could just pass. Because next turn, I don't think our board state is in a place where our opponent's like, we have to Iono them. You know, they'll probably just let it rock. We did... not get a 4th Duskull. Maybe I could have taken just a 4th Duskull. That could have been kind of nice, but I think we'll be alright, because I think what's really just going to happen here is our active is going to get KO'd. We're going to promote Comfey. I am going to use flower selecting. I'm going to free retreat into a different Comfey, and I'm going to hope I get a supporter card. And that's really going to be the best and only thing I can think of doing. This would have been a really nice scenario to use TM Devo against a deck like this. I'm very upset we had to discard that with the first Carmine, but I think we'll be alright. I don't know. In the 3 matches I played, surprisingly, wasn't Charizard. It was 2 Regidragos and Guardy were the 3 warm-up matches I played against. So I would assume this deck does better against an evolution deck like this, similar to Guardy, because, you know, TM Diva could go crazy, and I did get to use it against a Guardy game. Honestly, I really wish I was recording that one. It was solid. It kind of just worked turn 2. They bricked a little bit, so my Lost Bombs did most of the work, and then Sableye just cleaned up the final KO. Or no, excuse me. TM Devolution got the final KO because they had the TM Evolution play themselves into Gardevoir EX. So I was able to use that to actually KO the Curlia since the 12 damage counters wouldn't have done it. But I used Sableye with TM Devo. So, you know, it was a fun game. But they definitely didn't have the best start. Anyways, our opponent has a pretty amazing start, if I do say so myself. I mean, that is a Charizard EX and Pidgeot EX on the board immediately, which means we got to get going next turn. And honestly, I don't know how well we're going to be able to do it. I'm praying. They played Arven this turn, right? They're not going to be able to use Boss or something like that. Yeah, they played Arven. Okay, good. I really didn't want to see a Boss hit the deck, because if we lost a Duskull, that could have been really bad. I think what we're going to have to do, they're going to take 1 prize card. We're going to give them 3 more. So that'll be 4. They'll KO any card, and then we'll have to clean up a Bloodmoon Ursaluna. So we'll have to do... We need Sableye and 3 Dusclops here, for sure. That's, I think, the only way we could try to dig ourselves out of this. So, let's see what we could do. I could definitely thin with Buddy-Buddy Poffin first. I'll take it. I'll take a Dusclops top deck. There's worse. Let's just thin the 1 Comfey out of the deck just to get it out of the deck. And then let's use Flower Selecting. Let's see if we can get a good supporter here. We can't. Neither of those help, really. I'll take the energy. We have all our energy. We play 3 energy, and literally every single one is in our hand. Okay, this is either like Research or Carmine, or we are cooked here. And Roxanne's not going to cut it. Roxanne is not going to cut it. Can we fall that much behind? Actually, would Nest Ball help? No. Right? Because we can't Squawk. Yeah, Squawk is only first turn. Roxanne's not totally going to do it. Not really. So, what would I want to do? I guess just take Roxanne. Use Dusclops, KO myself. Maybe I could get another rescue board, because then they'll be at 3 next turn, so I could Roxanne next turn. So maybe I just put damage counters onto their... I don't hate Pidgeot. I want to do it on something that they won't just collapse Stadium away. So, like, a Rotom could be nice if they wouldn't collapse Stadium in a way. Let's just do this. And then at the very least... Let's see. Yeah, let's do Pidgeot. I could do Charmander, but Pidgeot has less HP for EX Pokemon, so I'd rather just start stacking up damage there. And then we're going to KO ourselves, give our opponent a prize card, and I'm hoping they just swing into Comfey. If they boss Duskull, that could be a little problematic, which could be a big possibility for them. So we're just going to pass here and see what they got. This is not the ideal start. I think Whiffin, Hyper Aroma really cooked us. This is why I'm playing Gear, though. Like, if we got a Trekking Shoes there, like for the Trekking Shoes over Gear argument, if we got a Trekking Shoes in that scenario, right, and not Roxanne, like, let's say that was Trekking Shoes, we could have dug and whiffed Roxanne, Research, and Carmine. But Gear has the best odds between the 2 of them to look for the supporter, and that's what we needed to get us going, was Research or Carmine that turn. So that's kind of why I'm leaning more towards that. Also, I just realized, we had to use the ability, and we actually didn't even KO ourselves, so that's actually really bad. That might mess us up even more than I thought. That might mess us up more than anything. Oh, boy. I mean, although we are going to be using extra Comfeys, and yeah, they're just swinging into Comfey. Okay, that's not bad. So, they're at 3 prize cards. We can Roxanne this turn for sure. And I'll be putting them at 1 with Bloodmoon Ursaluna. So, you know what I could do? I could go into... I could take Bloodmoon Ursaluna now. Maybe get a Comfey too. This hand actually isn't bad now that I think about it. This hand's pretty solid. So let's Nest Ball. Let's take out Bloodmoon Ursaluna, and let's take out another Comfey, so we could guarantee the double Flowered selecting. I really want to get Roxanne here over Carmine. I'll also, just because we have the bench space, I can, you know what, I'll hold the Sableye until I'm like ready to play it. But for now, let's just start digging with Comfeys. Maybe I could get something I'm looking for. Lost City will do it. Lost City will do it. It'll open up the play for Sableye because we'll be able to Lost Zone these guys. So let's retreat into this Comfey and then see if we need to Carmine or kind of what our general play is. We get Roxanne here. That's so much better for us because we'll see ideally like one more card. So who would I want to go into? Probably Bloodmoon Ursaluna, right? Because Bloodmoon Ursaluna will be able to attack this turn when we KO 2 Dusclops. So let's just do that. Let's use the switch now. Let's go into this guy. Because it's 2 energy to attack. I plan on giving our opponent 2 KOs here. So let's use Roxanne. Put our opponent at 2 cards. And we're going to see what we can do here. So, you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. That's not bad. Alright, so we can use Curse Blast. We really whiffed Hyper Aroma like crazy. We're going to put our damage counters there. Our opponent, will they be at KO range? I don't think so. I think they could just boss for game, though, because they haven't used boss orders, have they? We just have to hope they prize boss. It is a little bit difficult. I think the whiff on the start kind of hurt our deck a little bit, which, that's what I mean. Like, it's not perfect. So now we're going to use Night Stretcher. Oh, you know what? Actually, it really worked out that these guys ended up in the discard pile, now that I think about it. Because we could take another KO because of Night Stretcher there. So I'm loving that. And then we're going to put 50 damage counters on the active Charizard EX, just so we could take a KO this turn. Maybe, would it have ever been smarter to put it on Pidgeot, actually, now that I think about it? Because I'm going to take 2 prize cards this turn, which will ramp up Charizard's damage. No, because if they had boss, now they need Charizard and boss, which is more than just boss's orders, because we still would have been at 1 prize card. Okay, no. So I think I did this right. Let's attach the energy here. Is there anything I can use to thin? No. Okay, I don't... We're down both Roxanne. So I don't need to use Pokégear this turn. Right? No, I can hold it for next turn for research if I make it that far. So we're just going to use Bloodmoon for 240. We're going to take the KO by 10 damage. 10 damage over, which is perfect. And then we'll take 2 prize cards. This is not really the setup I was hoping for, but we'll make it work. We should be at 10, right? Yeah, we're at 10 on the dot now, too, which is perfect. So I'm loving that. And we have to hope our opponent does not have Charizard EX and Boss's Order in the deck. If we can dodge that, we might be able to pull through. But how? How can I take these 4 prize cards soon? I could... Yeah, actually, it's going to get like super difficult. Because I could go back into Bloodmoon Ursaluna, but then they still just need a Boss's Orders. Is there ever a way? No, there's not really a way I can KO Rotom and Pidgeot or something like that. Especially without when we already used all our Lost Mine, or what are they called? Curse Blasts. Yeah, Curse Blast is the ability. Alright, this is a little bit of a difficult setup. I don't know if we're going to clutch up this one. I think we just fell too far behind. We didn't go first, so that put us back a little bit already. And then we just kind of whiffed our turn 1. I think the Squawk and everything is what I was missing the most. And Hyper Roam on that second turn. That would have been awesome. If I could Hyper Roam a second turn, I think we would have been able to make a much better comeback and KO the Charmanders before they evolved with those, and use Sableye before Charizard EX even gets into play. So I think just the fact that we weren't able to get going immediately hurts a little, but hey, that's alright. I'm hoping at least we could live this turn. If we could live this turn and they don't somehow get boss as well, we'll figure it out. Or we'll try. We'll try our best. So they're going to switch into a new active Pokemon, swing into Bloodmoon Ursaluna, which is fine, because why? Why is that fine? Can I do anything? No. They're doing 240. What can I do here? Nothing really. Not much. Not much at all. I could Sableye, take out Duskull. That's 1 prize card. I could... That's about it. Alright. That one hurts. I think we're just kind of cooked here, because I could, like, switch and attack with Bloodmoon Ursaluna. We're not going to KO active. I could switch into Sableye, just take 1 more prize, but even if we dig, it's what are we gonna look for? Something like boss, and if we put Sableye on the active without gusting anything up, we're not able to KO. I think it's just because we weren't able to use 3 Lost Blasts on our second turn and just take out and like go first. You know, like against an evolution deck like this, I think it's just this is proof why it's so critical to evolve something as soon as possible. You know, just or excuse me, not evolve something. I was trying to think and like make sure I put the damage counters on the right Pokemon. I think that's why it's so critical to just get Curse Blast on turn 2 with you going first, because once like Charizard EX is in play, especially losing TM Devolution, like there's nothing we could search for. There was no sort of spread we could do with our Curse Blasts. Like it kind of just put us in a very rough spot. So that's gonna be a hard pill to swallow on game number 1. It's gonna be a bit of a tough loss, but I think it was a solid performance for the game. I think we played it as well as we could have, and I'm very happy about that, if nothing else. So, you know what? We'll see if we can turn it around in match number 2 and 3, and hopefully we'll be able to go first. And then I think like the Charizard EX matchup is much better if you're able to go first. So, we'll take that game. We definitely learned a lot with that game, I feel like, in terms of like how the deck plays and stuff like that. Or I say I did. That one really helped me against Charizard. It really put the emphasis on how important it is to go first. Against the Stage 2 Evolution deck. So, solid game number 1. Let's get into game number 2, see if we can turn our luck around a little bit more. Welcome to match number 2. We are going first against a Greninja deck. Okay. Alright, this will be a bit of fun. So, we want to Buddy-Buddy Poffin. I'm going to take 1 extra Comfey to help with dig. To help with the digging through our deck. And then I'm going to take 1 Duskull here. Because we have the rescue board, so I think that'll work best for us. This is definitely a scenario where I want to look for Carmine. This is, like, as ideal as we could get. So I'm going to save my gears and use my flower selectings first. And then use my gears. Oh, we'll gladly take Nest Ball for Squawk. I should have checked if it was in the deck. If it's not, I'll take another Duskull. It'll be fine. But I'm really hoping... Perfect. We just want to dig as much as possible. And then we need these 2 spots to be for Duskulls this turn. And then we'll be in a really, really good spot going second. I'm really going to like this play. I feel like, you know what? I don't really need either of those cards. I guess the best one would be Research in case these gears are not our friends. Although we'll still just Squawk. And there's the Carmine, so that's perfect. I can use the gear... Would I ever take a supporter, though? I don't want to take Roxanne. I was going to say, maybe if it's Carmine, I could take it. But I don't think I take it now. I think we use Carmine and then Squawk. Let's do that. I like that play the most. Okay. And, oh, this is so perfect. So sweet. Losing TM Devolution could hurt, honestly, now that I think about it. However... I don't know if I'll have the luxury to care that much. So, do they have the KO next turn? Something tells me I doubt it. But just in case, I'm going to switch into this Comfey, so I have the rescue board available. And then I don't really need to place the energy anywhere. I guess if they go for like a boss stall and Squawk, I could just put it here. If they try to like, prevent us from retreating or something like that. And I'll use Squawk. I'll get rid of TM Devolution just because I feel like we're in a very, very solid spot for next turn. And this, I think, is pretty solid overall. Okay, so what do we need next turn? We need Hyper Aroma. We need Sableye, Psychic Energy, Lost City. 4 cards are what we need to get the best board weight possible. And with Research... I think we have the best odds of doing that because we got 2 Comfeys. Again, we're playing against Greninja. I don't think they have any cards to swing on their first turn. Also, something else I didn't mention with this deck, I'm not playing Colress because I really don't feel like getting hammered by the new Kyurem. In a deck like this, it's already hard enough to vibe, and I feel like you don't need to play Colress if you could just get 1 of your Lost Cities before you start Duskulling away. So, you know what? I'm rocking without it. Because think about if our opponent played like Kyurem here, and we had Colress. Attach 1 energy, swing for 3 KOs on my Duskull. What are you supposed to do? Nothing. So I legitimately don't think Kyurem is the play. Frostlass, not super scary. We can KO that. We can deal with that. Did they take TM Evolution with that? They did, right? And Buddy-Buddy Poffin. So they probably have the energy in hand. Yeah, okay. So they're going to evolve into, I would assume... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to assume Frogadier and... Excuse me. Frostlass. They might just have Rare Candy Greninja in hand. Or like Irida or something like that. So if they get double Frostlass, they have a way to get Greninja next turn. Which means our primary targets are going to be the Froakies. I feel like they have to have some sort of rare Candy Greninja play next turn if they chose not to get a Frogadier in play. So that's alright. And Frostlass is a little scary. But, you know what, if we could take out Greninja and then just deal with the Frostlass after, I think that'll work better for us. And this isn't ideal. I really didn't want to draw into Sableye here because we did lose our other Sableye. So, yeah. This might be one of those times where Cramorant comes out to play, because I am going to have to research here pretty much no matter what. So let's flower selecting first, see if I can get Hyper Aromas and things like that now. We lose Bloodmoon Ursaluna. I am actually very upset about that. That being said, they are playing a fighting type attacker, so it is weak anyways. And are you serious? Did we prize a Dusclops? Or 2 Duskull? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. Okay, this is bad. This is bad news bears. I did not realize 2 Dusclops are prized. We play a 4-4 line. There is no reason that this many should be prized. That half of them should be prized. Just today's not rooting for us. Today is not rooting for us. That's alright though. We're gonna make it work. Let's see what we get here. Lost City. I'll take it. I will take it. Because I don't even know if I'm gonna be swinging with what do you call it? Sableye this turn anyways. This might be one of those times where we just gotta really, really bank on Cramorant. So we used our free retreat. We are going to Lost Vacuum away the rescue board just to boost our Lost numbers a little bit. Because if we get... There is a world where we could get Sableye next turn because we did hit the Lost Vacuum. And, oh, actually, you know what? I think we're still able to. Okay. Alright. We're cooking here. Oh, yeah, we have the Switch in hand. Okay. Okay, this is perfect. This is ideal. I was like, wait, I just got to make sure this is mathing right in my head. It is, though. We're golden. So here, what do I want to take out? I could use Sableye to take out 2 Froakies, right? Because we have Sableye and discard. These are going to KO themselves. And are we at 6? Perfect. Oh, we're so golden. So I'm just going to KO 1 Frostlass with these. With these Curse Blasts. Give our opponent some prizes. And then I'm going to use Sableye to KO double Froakie because they got 60 HP. And I think that is the best way we could go about it. So we're going to drop down 2 prizes here, but we're going to take out all of our opponent's attackers. So this is kind of what I mean, where I feel like the deck can really, really pop off well. So, yeah, and we have Cram for next turn as well if needed, which is pretty solid. So we're going to lose 2 prize cards to take 1 for now. But then I'm going to take 2 with Sableye. So we traded 2 prize cards for 3 prize cards, which I feel like is solid. Like, that's good. It's really good for us. Because all that matters is the prize trade at the end of the day. You know, we just got to make sure our math, we're getting more prizes out of the plays we're doing. So we're going to take 1 prize here. Maybe a Duskull? No. Or a Dusclops, excuse me. So we're going to Night Stretcher up Sableye. We've got 10 cards in Lost Zone because of Lost City. We're going to put this energy here. We're going to use Switch Cart into Sableye. Do I ever use Buddy-Buddy Poffin or something like that just to thin? We've only got Cram left. And you know what? Honestly, I'll just thin my entire hand and take Cram. There's no reason not to. Just thin it out of the deck. And we got 12 cards left in the deck, yeah. So we're going to have to be a little careful. Make sure we don't, like, research or something next turn. And we're going to use Lost Mine on our second turn. That is awesome. So we're going to put 60 damage, and they scoop. That's insane. That is insane, leaving them with 1 Frostlass. That was a great, much, much better showcase of what the deck could do. So I hope that shows the power. Last time showed a bit of the breakier side, but this second game showed the power of the Lost Bomb deck. Let's see if we can get into our 3rd match and guarantee the positive record. Just go 2-1. I'd be very happy with 2-1 with this list. So let's see if we can do that in match number 3. Welcome to match number 3. We are going first against a Pidgey. Doesn't really tell us what we're up against other than it's evolving, and that's fine. That's more or less all I need to know. So we're going to take Squawk here. What's the damage with prize cards? 1 Dusclops in the prize. Okay. We got Hyper Aroma. We got all of our energies. Nope, 1 prized. Alright, cool. So, ideal board at the start. Double Comfey, 3 Dusclops. I think I'm going to have to sack this Sableye here. I think it's going to have to hit the discard pile at some point. And I am going to... I really don't want to... I don't know if I want to Lost Vacuum away this city. I forgot to check it for prized. I'm not going to, just in case. I should have checked that first. I forgot Lost City was in my hand. I'm going to Squawk and then Comfey. Going to Squawk, then Comfey. See what the play is. And not bad. honestly. We get Buddy-Buddy Poffin. I could take 2 more Duskulls, and it's okay. Definitely need a big old flower selecting here for something solid. A Switch card. Not totally what I was looking for, but I guess I'll take it. And then we'll pass and hope our opponent doesn't have the most insane hand. Because we definitely don't. We don't have a lot of dig. Yeah, no, this is not ideal. Not ideal at all. But it's okay. Because we got double Night Stretcher, so even if I get, like, Research or something like that, it pains me to have 3 Night Stretchers in the bin before I could do anything. I mean, at least I could use 1 now for Sableye, if nothing else, just because I know I got 2 KOs with 2 Dusclops. So that's, like, I guess that's a small blessing. And did we retreat with energy? No, we had the Switch card. Okay, or Switch Cart, not card. No, Switch Cart. So they're going to Irida. I'm curious what they're playing. They got Water Seeds and Pidgey, so I'm curious to see what type of Stage 2 evolution deck this is. Chien-Pao? I mean, they got Baxcalibur with what, though? You wouldn't play Chien-Pao with Pidgey, would you? Thank gosh we're dodging Radiant Greninja right now. If they were going first and they had Radiant Greninja, cooked. Absolutely cooked. No Manaphy, no bench space for Manaphy. We're not going to be that fortunate. So they're going to get the energy down onto Greninja. It seems like that's going to be... You know what? I hate for that to be my target, though, but I think it might have to be with all these cards. That is the best top deck maybe we actually could have asked for. That's perfect. That is so perfect, it's not even funny. Okay, what do I want to do here? I definitely want a Night Stretcher. Sableye. I want to research before Comfey, Comfey before research. Let's Comfey before research. See if I can utilize these Switch cards in a better way before I discard them. Actually, I can now. Perfect. Okay. Solid. Solid, solid. So we are going to use Dusclops. We're going to put... How do I want to spread this damage? Doesn't really matter. I want to board wipe this turn. I definitely can. And I think to do that, I need a KO Frigibax. Because then if I put... Actually, you know what? This having 70 HP is a little difficult. Okay, let's put 5 here, and then I have to think about where I want to put this other 5 while I take a prize card. So I can KO Pidgey. I can do 120 damage with Sableye. 120, 150. They got 130... Actually, no. We can't take a board wipe this turn. But I can deal with Greninja and Frigibax and just leave them with Pidgey, which I think is the best thing for us. Because no Chien-Pao, no Greninja. Definitely enemy number 1, 2. I can deal with 1 Pidgeot sitting there. It's whatever, it's Pidgeot. That's fine. So we'll go down 2 prizes, and I'm going to try to take 2 prizes this turn. And then, did we lose him Devo? Maybe I could, like, Devo next turn if they don't get anything crazy down. Like, if they're just sitting there with Pidgeot. So we're going to switch Cart into Comfey. I'm going to use Flower Selecting. I need a Psychic Energy and a Dusclops. Doesn't really matter which we take at all. We've got Research in hand. And I'm going to switch into Sableye. And then we can't use Night Stretcher, right? No, there's nothing else in discard. So we're going to Research here. Okay, and we get Psychic Energy. Ooh, solid. Solid, solid, solid. Okay, love this. Love this so much. So we could do this. I can... Actually, can we do this turn? I think we actually can. I think we could just board wipe them. I think I missed math. Because then we could do this. 30, 20, 50. Yeah, alright, we board wipe. Cool. Perfect game number 3. This is the most ideal game number 3 I've ever seen, actually. Oh my gosh. I missed math. I was doing that math as if I had 2 Dusclops. I forgot I could evolve the 3rd one. I was like, we're just short because I don't have enough Dusclops. Oh my god. We're not there. We're not there. No shot. Oh, that's bad. We're at 9. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. We already played it, so we could look for Roxanne, I guess. We can't play it, though, because we played Research. I could switch into Cram, take the KO. I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken that we whiffed that. It is one of the most painful things ever, actually. Oh, I'm devastated. Oh, hey, Vacuum. Did I ever discard a Stadium? should I have... Okay, so even if I lost Vacuum, that stadium in the beginning, I've never actually seen another stadium. So, hear me out. Even if I played the Lost Vacuum in the beginning and got an extra card into the Lost Zone immediately, those Dusclops never would have entered the discard pile. And if they never did, I wouldn't have even been close. So, overall, I am, I guess, a bit more happy that I did with the KO. With the 9, with the way we did it. Not vacuuming City was definitely the play, because that City's the only one I've seen so far. There's no Lost Cities here, and there's none in Lost Zone, so I never saw any others at any other point, so that's... Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. There's a good chance they're gonna get the... They've got 11 cards in hand. There's no way you don't have Rare Candy Back's Caliber somehow. Like, unless... What? In what world? In what world? Did taking out Pidgey really destroy him that bad? Did they just have, like, double Rare Candy, double Pidgeot, and just a bunch of energy? They might have. That's insane. That is insane. Wow. Well, I mean, hey, I'll take it for game number 3. It's not bad. It's not... I'm very upset we didn't board wipe him that turn, but I think that was just such a perfect sequence, except for one prize card missing, that, like, maybe if we had a tool, I could have Lost Zoned. I didn't check for that. Maybe there was a misplay there. I don't know if I ever had Devolution when I had Vacuum. If I did, maybe you should pop that just in case, because I think we did absolutely everything we needed to. We're just one card away. Or maybe there was another way I could have got Comfey. I don't know. Maybe someone in the comments down below could let me know if there was a way I could have got a 10th card in the Lost Zone on that last game. I'm not sure if I could have. I don't remember if I saw Devolution or Rescue Board. I definitely didn't see Rescue Board. I would have played that down. I don't remember if I saw Devolution, but hey, it was a solid performance. Overall, that's 2-1, right? Yeah, it's sweet. Okay, cool. Positive record. I like this list. I think this is a solid list. I think having all Carmine and Roxanne is nice. I think having Research, as you saw, so much nicer in the deck. Just to draw the extra 2 cards that Carmine can't. I think that helps so much. I also like Gear over Trekking Shoes. I think after playing a total of 6 games now, just Gear, for me, makes me feel better, because I feel like every time I'm using Trekking Shoes, I'm usually looking for a supporter anyways. Or I, like, need a supporter to find me one other card. So it's like, I like Gear. Maybe in that last scenario, maybe I could have found something to, like, vacuum away if I had Trekking Shoes. I don't know. It's interesting. Let me know what you guys think of the list, if there's a better way to play it. So, thank you. Also, remember, bear with me for the next couple days. I am recording a whole bunch of videos today on Sunday before I leave for the week. So, you know, I hope you guys have the best week ever. And I'm sorry if you comment a deck for me to play. I'm not going to be getting into it this week just because I'm pre-recording, but that shouldn't stop you from doing it in my Discord server in the description down below or in the comments down below, because I will try to get to whatever is recommended for next week. That being said, if you've watched this far, clearly you don't mind listening to me yap or watching me play, so you might as well subscribe. So, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Have the best day ever. Stay epic. Peace.